Hey, everybody, it's the Monday Review. It's just going to be Vince and me today. Vince, how are you?
I'm doing great, Adam. The summer is coming to a close. Not the actual season of summer, of course. I don't want y'all nerds coming from me. So I know it lasts through what, September.
Yeah.
But
Traditionally Labor Day, right?
yeah. But around here, like my wife is back at work today.
Mm.
School starts in a week or two around here. So yeah, the summer's coming to a close. I had a great weekend at the beach this past week, Adam Bells, and so to top off everything I was feeling good about last week, then I get to go on the beach and chill for a little bit, float in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's the Gulf of Mexico. Come on. Yeah.
Hey man, you know what was crazy is being there. I was in St. Petersburg Beach, Florida, my favorite beach. But people really like it's a market employee that people care about. The little gift shops, the little beach gift shops that are populate every beach. There's Gulf of America shirts around, some with Donald Trump's face on it, some without. Um, just people in passing. I heard I heard a mom say to her kid, "You want to go swim in the Gulf of America?" It's just like she was trying to say. I think her kid was like hesitant or something about going out in that big body of water, which my baby was too, until we finally got her out there in a floaty and she had a great time. But yeah.
She's two right now.
Two, yeah. Doesn't turn three till December. Um, tell you what, my kids are seeing a lot of stuff that I didn't get to see until much later in life,
I tell you what, same here. Same
bro.
here,
It's
man.
insane. I mean, it's great. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to do it for my kids. But man, it's like I tried to impart that on Eden. I was like, because we went to New York. We went to New York this summer and to the beach, and I was trying to explain. I was like, Eden, do you know I didn't go to New York until I was like 28 years old? And she
How
was
did
like,
she react to that?
she didn't
She
give
doesn't care. Yeah.
she didn't give a F, brother.
Yeah. Right.
Uh, she does not care. Um, so
Yeah.
I'm doing great. How are you? How are you, Bells?
I'm pretty good. School starts August 7th here. And that's when, it's go time in my life. Get all
That's
all the
facts.
kids off to school at 8 in the morning, and man, you got just like a runway in front of you of time to get stuff done. So I'm looking forward to that. Summer's been great, but all good things must come to an end.
Yeah.
Let's start with some boots on the ground in Louisville,
Mm.
because you took in a Eintracht Frankfurt friendly and had a chat with their coach Dino Topmuller. I'm gonna try to get my German pronunciation
Yeah.
right today.
Hmm.
First of all, how did Paxton play?
Yeah. So we got Paxton. First of all, you know, we come back from St. Pete on Friday. Matches on Saturday. I didn't know how I was gonna feel, but we get back. Well, you know what, Adam Bells, family vacations are exhausting. Particularly this one at the beach for whatever reason, because it just made my 2-year-old very ornery just being in the sun when it was time to like go to sleep and stuff. But anyway, so I didn't know how I was gonna feel. I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna go to this match because Frankfurt is playing two matches in Louisville. They play Louisville City tomorrow as
Mm-hmm.
well. But this was Eintracht Frankfurt versus Aston Villa on Saturday. Premier League club, Bundesliga club in Louisville, Kentucky. Something that is just unbelievable, really, to like wrap around. But yeah, so I was feeling good enough, and I was like, you know what? Around Friday night, I had my boy up that works for Lou City. I was like, how I go about getting a credential? He's like, hey, email this dude. I was like, all right, bet. So shout out to Turner, by the way. Whole reason I know Turner is because he's a listener to this podcast, and then we've
Shout
become
out
friends.
Turner. Yeah.
Um, and so I hit the dude up, Jonathan Littner. Couldn't have been nicer. Got me the credential. I'm in there. And this is all before I know that Paxton Aronson is going to start this match. it's very much up in the air what Paxton's position is with Frankfurt, right? There's been good signs coming out, like their sporting director has always been kind of like, I don't want to say effusive, but they've praised him. They're like, yeah, we fully believe that this preseason that he can compete for a spot on the squad. So anyway, here we are in this preseason, and Paxten Aaronson is getting a start against a strong Aston Villa lineup. Yuri Tielemans, Tyrone Mings, Matty Cash, Ollie Watkins, all on the pitch. And Frankfurt, the guys around Paxten Aaronson seems like they put out their, I mean, it's pretty close to an A squad. They got their new striker signing, Eli Wahi, out there. Rasmus Christensen. I don't know if everybody remembers him from Leeds.
Yeah.
Captain's aside now.
It is a little hard to keep all the Rasmuses straight because it seems like there's a few of them, but yeah.
I just remember because Frankfurt was here last year and I went to their training, and he like walked by where I was sitting. I was like, hold on, I know that dude. Looked it up. And that's the main reason why I remember him. I wouldn't be able to pull that name and tell y'all he went to Leeds if I hadn't had that moment last year. But anyway, so strong Frankfurt lineup, strong Villa lineup with Paxten Aaronson in it. Can only be good signs. So anyway, the game kicks off. Paxton's basically playing like a 10-ish role. He's basically like occupying the right half space. Frankfurt in possession usually employed like a 3-2-5. And so he was like that right half space player with, their right wing back was bombing forward, which there was no Nathaniel Brown. So they inverted, like Nathaniel Brown, the left back, U.S. eligible left back, would be bombing down the left-hand side, but he was not in the squad at all for this match. So they inverted it, had the right fullback bombing up and down. And I think Pax had the freedom to like pop up in multiple places and be available and win the ball. Available to get the ball. And I think in possession he was iffy, and mostly iffy because I just don't think he knew how to uncover himself and find space to receive the ball, at least not as quickly as like it needed to happen, to find space within Aston Villa's like 4-4-2 shape, and to be in the spot at the time when the Frankfurt player with the ball needed him to be there. There were like multiple times where it's just like he's just a beat behind, like a full second behind. Like, hey, bro, the space is here. You needed to be there a full second ago. Bro he's the man who should be passing you the ball, has had the ball, has had his internal clock go off, and you're not there to receive a pass. So that pass is going backward. But and it wasn't just him. Like Eintracht as a whole in possession looked very discombobulated. And I do think this is like a trend though, because you remember those games that Paxton played with Frankfurt in that little half season before he went on that load to Vitesse, right? Where he was just kind of like floating around out there aimlessly.
Yeah.
Not making too much impact on it on the match or whatever. It was kind of like that. It was kind of like that, and so that's the main thing that we need to see improve. But
the point is it could improve quickly, as could everything else, if he manages to carve out a place for himself with Frankfurt.
Yeah, and get more playing time, right? I assume this is just like a familiarity thing. He needs my football coaches used to say, like, live action. They for live action, their little euphemism would be when the bullets are flying. Things are different when the bullets are flying, huh?
Yeah.
And so I think Pax needs more bullets flying reps, and hopefully it'll turn around. This is not to say that he was like completely ass. I think he was okay. He made some big plays defensively, picked off some passes. He big brother Yuri Tielemans one time. Came away with the ball, led an attack down the pitch. He got the ball in advanced positions in transition situations a few times. Made the right decision maybe once out of out of 4, something like that. But yeah, so that's what I thought watching the match, and then I get to go down on the pitch, talk to Dino Topmuller. Sat around, listened to him talking German for about 5 minutes, and then I get to ask my question. So I'm like, "Yo, Paxten played a little bit defensively for Utrecht last season, playing an attacking role tonight." He was like, I was basically like, "How do you see him? Is that the position you see him in, and how you think he played?" And he said, "Paxten is a midfielder, needs to be in the center of the pitch, whether it's a 6, 8, or the 10, it doesn't matter too much. B." And then he said defensively, in today's match, he had some good ball wins, and offensively, it's almost like he was talking about Brendan. He was like, he's just he needs to be a little bit calmer with the ball.
Yeah.
But to cap it off, he said all in all, he was pretty pleased with his effort in the match. So and then last question. I followed it up. I was like, okay, so is he someone that you see in the squad for this upcoming season? Or do you need more time to assess that?
And then he kind of ducked the question, right? He's like,
he said everybody out here is in the squad.
Right.
He said which could not be farther from the truth. I don't think. You know, they were playing some 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, which I don't think are going to be a part of Eintracht Frankfurt's A-team plans this season in the Bundesliga. So yeah, he kind of avoided that one. And just sitting there looking at him, I think, yeah, there's work for Pax to do. There's work for Pax to do.
Just reading his facial expression in the video, that's the read I had too.
Yeah, I do kind of wish I would have asked him, like, you know, him getting the start. What does that mean? Like, how did he get the start? You know, can we look into that as in, like, hey, he's been performing so well in training, blah, 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 or is this just it's preseason? I didn't have this dude around me last year, and in this America trip, we're playing Aston Villa, Louisville City, and Philadelphia Union. And so, you know, Aston Villa is very different from Philadelphia Union and Louisville City. So let me see what I got here. So you can take it either way. I don't know.
He might have said if you asked him why did Paxten get the start, he said, what do you want us to do? We want to be able to leave the country when this is over, you know.
Yeah.
But Nathaniel Brown not in the squad, but he is there, right? So you're gonna give him the bums rush on Tuesday?
Yeah, I scoped out the whole situation. So like Saturday, I'm a person that likes to scope out the situation before I assert myself. You got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, I walk through this world as a large black man. You gotta kind of have some couth about yourself. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. You gotta have some couth about yourself, because you risk alarming people. And look, it's just a reality of the situation. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I scoped out the situation. I saw, like, cause like he's not even on the squad, right? So I don't even know if he's gonna be like on the bench, if he is, you know, up in the box or somebody like hanging with the analyst, whatever. And so I don't know what's going on. So I walk onto the field. I do see him. He's hanging out with I don't know, another teammate. Has a phone in it, has a camera in it, a GoPro camera, I think, kind of like recording the situation out on the field after the match. And yeah, so if he's in that same position on Tuesday, or even a slightly different position, but on the field at least, I'm rushing up to him. I'm asking him what's he's thinking about, what he's thinking about his international future,
right,
et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, good. I scoped it out properly. Tuesday is showtime, baby.
Okay. Hopefully he can get a scoop from him. Because I don't know, has anybody talked to him? Maybe, I bet Brian Sheretta has at some point. He's talked to everybody, but maybe not.
Yeah, that would be the number one candidate, huh? But yeah, hopefully, hoping to get that on Tuesday, and then just let me shout out Frankfurt one time. Just for like I said, this is her second preseason in Louisville. Apparently, they really love it here. I asked Turner, as a matter of fact, if he had any insight to how these things come about. And number one, apparently, Bundesliga is looking to really increase their popularity in the United States.
Yeah.
And they saw Louisville as a market without a top division soccer team in the United States. So we're ripe for the plucking, I guess. To where we have a soccer population who's into it, but we need they see us as potential Bundesliga, Eintracht Frankfurt fans or whatever. And then also once they got here, they saw that hey, we actually have really nice facilities as far as like training pitches, our training center, and all that stuff. They were like they were really taken aback by it and impressed by it, to the point to where apparently they've told like everyone they can in Europe about what we got going on in Louisville. I know we talked about this before. Louisville has been designated as like a home base for a World Cup team. So somebody from one World Cup team is going to be staying and training in Louisville. My boy thinks it might just be the Germans. And then also allegedly word got around to PSG, and PSG was gonna train here for the Club World Cup, but they got drawn into a West Coast group. So, I mean, it's just like, well, once again, incredible, mind blowing. That through I got a small part to play in it through supporting soccer in this city. Like we get these types of opportunities. Like once again, a Premier League club.
Yeah.
And a Bundesliga club playing a friendly in Louisville, Kentucky. It was a great turnout, almost 12,000 people, which,
the stadium holds what, like 15? Is that what?
Yeah, 15. And like if it's getting 15, then there's like a significant standing room only thing. So like the seats were all filled except for our big like safe standing supporter section, which is like directly in the sun. And it was hot.
Bro,
so
it was so hot this weekend.
But yeah, man, it was sick. And just like, well, we're gonna get into my other point in our next topic, so we'll just move on from this.
Well, let me just say, just reminded me that I learned from somebody in Nashville that Auckland FC was doing their training camp at Baylor, which is a prep school in Chattanooga. Somewhat famous, I think. They have a big rivalry with a school called Macaulay, and apparently Baylor's facilities are so nice that one of the Club World Cup teams, albeit a team that got boat raced from start to finish, put their training camp there. And my son spent the weekend in Iowa with his grandma, and then they brought him back, and she was texting me on the plane from Charlotte to Chattanooga, saying, Charlotte, we're on a plane with Charlotte FC. We're on a plane with Charlotte FC. I was like, I looked it up. Oh, Crown Legacy was going to play Chattanooga FC on Friday night. So this was last week.
Yeah. Okay. That's our next pro.
Yeah, that's right. So I was in the baggage claim surrounded by Crown Legacy players, and I looked up their last game. It looked like I noticed that Burkimas got a, Nympha Burkimas. Somewhat, I think people are cool.
You should have went to the match, man.
Yeah, well, he got a red card in the last game. So I went up to the nearest person. I was like, "Is Nympha here?" And he's like, "No." I said, "Oh, he got a red card in the last game." And he's like, "Yeah, that's right." So, and I didn't know any of the other players, So,
of course not. I mean,
so that was the end of that. But speaking of lower divisions,
I'll be seeing. Well, just real quick, I'll be seeing soccer teams at airports like all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
it's mostly, mostly lower level. I guess those would be the only ones you would see at an airport,
right?
But yeah, USL teams. And I saw Colorado Switchbacks recently. Yeah,
they're flying. They're just flying coach, man. It's they're trying to build the game themselves. USL League Two. I thought this was kind of fun to see. USL League Two So what would that be? The
fourth
fourth
division.
division of American soccer is about to have its final set for this Saturday between Vermont Green FC and Ballard FC, which is in the Seattle area. And some people have been tweeting about this. Vermont Green's atmosphere is really something. Like their semifinal game against a team from Dothan, Alabama, was really good, and they won in penalty kicks. And then Ballard had its standing room only for their semifinal, which is at a stadium just north of Seattle, both at college soccer stadiums. And then so Ballard beat the Flint City Bucks last night 2-1. And the League Two format is big bracket with they got 144 teams in the league. It's crazy. 144. So they have it divided into 4 conferences: Western, Central, Eastern, and Southern. And then each conference is divided into divisions.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So they, they have several divisions, and apparently all the division winners automatically qualify for the 32 team playoff. And then you got a few at-large bids for good second place finishers. And just to wrap this all up, the final will be at Virtue Field, way up in Burlington, Vermont, about a mile from the shore of Lake Champlain. Place I would like to visit. I've never been there. The game is at 7 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday. I think you can watch it on YouTube. You can definitely watch it on the Sport Engine Play platform. So something kind of cool that's going on. Soccer didn't look too bad.
Shout out League Two, man. But yeah, I think it was like, I know the Vermont game, it was like 2,000 people, 2,500 people.
Is that what it was?
Something like that. Yeah, I think it might be all the venue can hold, I want to say. But yeah, it looked rowdy, looked packed. I mean, I think these are two of the better brands in American soccer. Vermont Green has kind of knocked it out the park since they started, kids and all that type of stuff. Ballard FC as well. And when you see these videos matriculating on social media, right, it gets it started. What is it? I'm talking about the pro rail discussion, of course, baby. And I have to say, I've had some new thoughts on it.
Oh,
after thinking about the Frankfurt Aston Villa match a little bit, because this match happened once again on Saturday. Okay, at the same time that this match was happening, Louisville City FC was playing Lexington Sporting Club at Lexington, in the Jägermeister Cup, which is basically USL's League Cup. USL is their own cup now. And so I want to say this is Louisville City's first time up in Lexington at their stadium. They just opened a stadium this season, and so Louisville City goes up there, wins in dramatic fashion, 2-1. And I say this to say that I think not most, but a decent bit of the Louisville City fan base was up in Lexington. They did not make up the usual numbers that you would expect. Like of the 12,000 people that came to the Aston Villa Frankfurt match, a lot of those were not Louisville
just
City.
Regular Louisville City season ticket holders.
Ticket holders, right? And I looked, and from where I was sitting in the outside part of the press box, you could see all the different kits that were represented. All the different Premier League clubs. We were also close to where the Aston Villa fans were sitting. They were singing the entire match, etc. And just and so I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, this is a stadium full of people that are not Louisville City fans that are coming to the stadium for the first time. And I started thinking about how fractured soccer is in this country, right? Of course. Everyone knows this. Like soccer has made it in America. Soccer, the sport, has made it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the question for all these front offices around the league from MLS on down is, how do we parlay the popularity of soccer to making sustainable business models for our franchises or whatever, right?
All-star game. I got an idea. All-star game, baby.
How do we get these people that care about soccer and other leagues, whether it's Liga MX, Premier League, Bundesliga, etc., to care about soccer in America? I feel like the only answer is an open system. I feel like the only answer is an open system, bro. Because there's no
You're talking
reason.
my language, Vince.
There's no reason for a USL fan to care about the MLS. I tried significantly at first when I jumped in to the deep end in 2018 or whatever. I tried very hard to be a MLS fan, and I'm not here to poor mouth MLS, but there's no reason for me as a USL fan to care about MLS. Now, as a scuffed podcast host, obviously there's some prospects. I want MLS to do well, to have a better development environment for kids that we raise up and hopefully go on to play in the top 5 leagues or whatever. So I root for it from that angle, right? But I don't have to care. And a lot of times, y'all listen to this pod, we don't bring up MLS a lot. Why? Because we don't care that much. And once again, this is not people get sensitive about these types of things. And there's no reason for an MLS fan to care about what's going on in USL either. On the flip side,
Right?
There's no reason for USL.
A lot of them don't.
Right.
Yeah.
No reason for a USL League One fan to care about what happens in the USL Championship, what happens in the USL League Two, etc., etc., etc. How do we connect all these things? By opening the system.
Mm-hmm.
And
do it, Don Garber.
It really just hit me. And that's the thing. Another thing about it, obviously the practical side of why this will never happen is that, these expansion fees are crazy. These very rich people are investing a ton of money to get in the MLS, blah, 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 building these stadiums. Understood. I'm not sure that getting relegated to Division 2 or whatever would cause you to lose that much value in your asset under an open system. If it's truly an open system.
Yeah, if it's truly an open system and it's truly cooking, then you'd probably be fine. But
I just think
those are two big ifs, though.
I've become red pill, man. I think that's the way. I think that's the way, man. And of course, I'm open to listen to anybody on the other side. Look, I've very much been like a person that doesn't care about this discussion. But once I really sat there and got to turning the wheels in my head over these last 2 days,
I was. It's funny. I was. My son had his 10th birthday party on Saturday. Shout out Gideon, great kid. But
yes,
one of the dads of the kids who came to the party is like, I don't know, if you could draw up a picture of what a North Georgia white male looks like, he is that picture. He's a great guy. He helps with the Boy Scouts. He does all kinds of stuff. But he's not a soccer guy. But he brought up Wrexham, and he said, you know what was really fascinating about that is he watched the series.
Mm-hmm.
He said the way they explained how you can go from the bottom all the way to the top. He was like, that was really interesting. And I was like, interesting that you would be fascinated by that, inside my head. I'm like, it is. They did do a good job. What I said was they did do a good job of explaining it. They had like the graphic with the pyramid.
Yeah, the pyramid, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Right in the first episode, sets the sort of stage for the whole thing. And I think a lot of people would no, people are tired of me talking about it, I think, but I think a lot of people would enjoy that possibility, and it would draw in people who and then I made the point. I just assumed that I was surrounded by Republicans. I just made the point that it's funny that America, the land of capitalism and the free market, is the one country where the sports don't work that way. And Europe, which we think of as like more socialist or whatever, has this sort of naked meritocracy in sport.
Yep.
And one of the other dads was like, "No, that is that is interesting." So I'm a very successful pro rel conversation from my point of view.
Yeah, bro. This quote from Shad Khan always comes up in my head. Shad Khan, owner of Fulham, owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, he was talking to Roger Bennett. I want to say I'm Men in Blazers or whatever, and he said, "You eat what you kill," in European soccer, and it just always like pops up in my head, just like eat what. Yeah, I mean it's true, man. It's just like eat what you kill. You do your thing, and you're up in the top division.
Right.
Louisville City could do its thing endlessly, and
I mean, wouldn't that be fun? Even if they didn't succeed, it would be so fun to have that hope as a Louisville City supporter.
Yeah, I would be more locked in than I've been over these last 2 years or so. For sure. It's yeah. I don't know, man. Well, I do know. We need an open system.
Yeah,
An open system. And once again, I don't think these. I don't think you're going to lose too much money. Like the idea that in an open system that like your fans would just go away or whatever the hell. Like that would be the. I guess you get less TV money, or whatever the hell. But how much TV money are you actually getting now? MLS. I mean, I guess
nobody knows because nobody wants to say, which indicates it's probably not a lot. So let's get to some transfer news. Really, it's a lot of transfer non-news. Every transfer we talked about last week didn't happen.
Hey man, I feel vindicated for not being that prepared.
Yeah. So Josh Sargent, he rejected the Wolfsburg deal. The Wolfsburg deal will not be working with Guardiola because he doesn't want to move his family back to Germany, reportedly. He started for Norwich and they're friendly over the weekend. You disappointed that he wants to stay in East Anglia, doesn't want to go to the Bundesliga?
Bigly, brother. I'm gonna wait till the transfer window is over before I fully excoriate this man.
It does seem a little soft, doesn't it?
But come on, bro. What are we doing? What
do you want to go to the World? Do you want to go to the World Cup or not?
Do you want to go to the World Cup, man? Do you want to go to the World Cup? And you know, I have a lot of things I can say right now. I like Josh Sargent. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, how could you not? Well, you know what? Let me take that back. How could you not like him? That's been proven that plenty of people do not necessarily.
A lot of people don't like him. Yeah.
But
I like him.
I understand. You listening to two family men right here. Two good family men. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the story real quick, Belz. So I'll be going to the gym in the morning. I go gym, workout, then sauna after, right? And I met this dude in the sauna, and he's a talker. He likes to talk to people, etc. So, and it's like, bro, you cannot be in the sauna without being drawn into this man's orbit. It don't matter if you got headphones on, whatever. So anyway, I started talking to this dude. He's cool. He's cool though. He has a young kid, and his parents live like in Louisville too. And so he talked to me about the kid for like a couple weeks, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, how was the baby? He's like, oh, like 8 months. I'm like, oh, you must not be getting no sleep, huh? He's like, no, actually, my girl and my kid live with my parents right now. I sent them away.
Send him away.
He said I sent it, but because he's like, I'm the man. I do all the providing, and so I sent him away over there with my mom and dad, and they take care of my girl and my kid over there, and it's like, yeah, that's just the arrangement we got. And I was like, bro,
yeah.
Look, no judgment, but anyway,
to that. Yeah, I mean a little judgment.
When I say good family men, we did not send our kids away. All right, we were in the trenches, right there, with our wives side by side, hand in hand.
We didn't
Shout
hire
out to my boy
night
Musa.
nurses.
Yeah,
know?
that's right. That's right. So anyway, it didn't seem like Josh Sargent did either necessarily, because I remember his performance dipping right when he had a kid. But anyway, some people are like alluding to the fact that he just didn't want to be in Germany, and probably that particular part of Germany. Wolfsburg is not actually like a city or anything like that. It's just a Volkswagen plant.
Yeah, it's in the old East Germany too, right? So a little bit less.
If it's in East Germany, then yeah,
I think it is. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, it's close. It's close anyway.
Okay, but yeah, not a lot to do around there, apparently. And look, if you made a decision on the basis of his family, I understand it. Don't mean I gotta accept it though. It don't mean I gotta accept it. And I mean, yeah, I guess if he wants to slum it at the bottom of the Premier League again, then I guess, be my guest, man. But damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with him, but it does.
They love a redheaded white man in Germany, man.
Yeah, it seemed like a good opportunity. And
modern Germany.
Yeah, sorry. Right. But he also could have played with Kevin Paredes, right?
Bro, could have played with Kevin Paredes
over the weekend.
Got an assist over the weekend against FC Magdeburg. Gets the ball on the right wing, cuts in a little bit on his left foot, and just drops a dime of a cross, as Kevin Paredes is one to do every once in a while, right onto the head of a Wolfsburg striker. And man, that could have been Josh Sargent. We could have had the KP Josh Sargent connection flourishing this year until one of them got hurt for 2 months. But the good times would have been great, though. The good times would have been great.
I'm putting, I was working on my depth chart, my USMNT depth chart this morning a little bit, and I think Paredes, if he's not second on the right wing depth chart, for me, I'm talking about for me personally. Who knows what Poch is thinking? He's third.
For sure.
We don't have a lot of wingers, and I mean, his competition would be Brendo, Damian Downs, who is really a striker. I guess Diego Luna could play right wing. I don't know about that really. So yeah, too bad Josh doesn't want to make that move. Malik has arrived in Leverkusen. He didn't play over the weekend, but took a big selfie with a big smile, and will start training. Probably started training earlier today, since Europe's a little bit ahead of us. Time of day wise. I don't know that there's that much to say. He's there, and wishing him the best.
You know what? I have something to say.
Okay.
We should go to Germany next spring.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm just throwing stuff out there. I control none of the logistics, none of the planning.
I would love it. But it's the tickets, It's the tickets.
Bro,
we can get tickets. Yeah.
This is the thing. I feel like the same little situation we done set up with Serie A. Bundesliga's thirsty, baby. They came to Louisville, Kentucky.
That's true.
A lot of different places they could have picked. Like they really in the trenches with it. Like, bro, they are committed. They're not just doing a sign in Times Square. Like, watch the Bundesliga.
Right?
Little pop up in Brooklyn, whatever. Nah, bro. They said.
They said we're going to the hard land.
They're trying to ingrain themselves in the fabric, brother.
Yeah.
They might show up at your local church.
So what would be let's just have this little conversation. So the itinerary would be Bayer Leverkusen and where else? I mean, we're Wolfsburg is a little bit far from that belt of Western Germany where all the
Isn't Augsburg in that belt?
Yeah.
They're outside of Munich, right? Or something?
Yeah. Augsburg's close to closer to the south of Germany, in the south of Germany.
Okay, little Augsburg, little Gio Reyna bench action when they don't
Dude,
pay
if Gio's still in Dortmund, that's a scene to avoid. I would say no. I mean, it would be
but
incredible to see a game at the Westfalen Stadion.
Cole
But
Campbell, Stuttgart, something.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I think we could make something work. I think we can make
You've
something work.
always wanted to go to Germany.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's just something that I don't think anybody would describe Germans as charming, necessarily. But I don't know. It was just something being at that match, being kind of around because like Villa, it's like Eintracht was the home team. Eintracht was the team that brought Villa to Louisville. You know, there was a much
Right.
bigger Eintracht Frankfurt presence, like around. Like Villa didn't even take questions, you know, like after the match or anything like that. Like, you know,
Right.
this is Frankfurt's show, and I don't know. I just found myself swept up in the Germanness of it all. Everyone was pleasant to deal with, etc. Maybe I'm just charmed by Dino Topmuller, to be honest with you.
He seemed pretty charming. Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, let's talk about Italy a little bit because Juventus is reportedly.
Real quick,
Go ahead.
before we move on, Noah Kai Banks.
Oh yeah,
3 assists for Augsburg in the preseason. They have not played. They've played like some third division German teams. 3 assists, like I said, from the center back spot.
we talking about passes on the ground or like lofted passes?
One was a cross. One was actually like a nice little combination, like passed it to a dude. He moved, received it back, and then played the goal scorer in, and he scored So yeah, I mean, he's doing some nice stuff. Smooth on the ball as we all know, but yeah, he's generally looking quite nice. I still don't think, from everything I've seen, he's not in line to like be one of their 3 center backs to start out the season.
Okay,
but he's playing well. Their manager seems to rate him. I know they like they have a new manager, and they specifically like asked him a question or something like that about his young players. There's Noah Kai and there's one other youth member of Augsburg. But anyway, he was like, yeah, they're top players. I'm excited to work with them, etc. So anyway,
No Kai. I still have some No Kai 2026 stock. I stopped talking about it in the spring when he stopped playing. But
you know what's crazy? I've been thinking about this quite a bit. If he was in MLS, he would have went to the Gold Cup.
Yeah. Yep.
Man. I don't know. He probably wouldn't have played over Tim or Chris, but
yeah, probably not.
Would have been there though.
All right, so Juventus is reportedly looking to swap Wes to Roma, your one of your favorite clubs, for Cristante, and you know, who knows if any of this is true or if it'll come. Even if it's somewhat true, will it come to fruition? Who knows? But looks like Wes is once again somewhat out of the project at Juventus, and Roma wants him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hilarious that he's out of the project. I think I did the numbers. I could be off by like 1 or 2 games, but Igor Tudor, Juventus's manager, right? Has managed Juve for 14 matches across the Club World Cup and the end of the Serie A season. West started 12 of those 14 matches. And somehow, yet still, he finds himself on the outside looking in, reportedly.
Yeah.
You know, swap deals with Scuff's brand of journalistic integrity usually would not even make it to the show. But Juventus Juventus executed a swap like 4 days ago with Porto for like I think they went right back, I want to say. So when it's Juve, you can't eliminate the possibility. But apparently, there's been reporting that like Juve does not want Cristante, so
Okay.
it is what it is. But man, I'm telling you what, if we get a McKinney and a Roma kit, bro, that's my club for life. I'm dropping Arsenal like a.
Because you had a great time at that Roma AC Milan match. It sounds like.
Yeah, it was just I was just very charmed by everything that was going on. It was just very different from the Lazio Juve match, as far as like the scene outside the stadium, and it might have been just how we took the path into the stadium. We went a different way than going into the very front where that monument is and where that monument of Mussolini is and stuff. But yeah, I just found myself charmed by the Roma fans. You could, I think I made this point, but you could just tell like Roma is like Roma's like the city, like the city club, right? Lazio is like the state that Rome is in is called Lazio.
Right.
It's almost akin to like Louisville, Kentucky, where it's like I am a Kentucky fan, but if you want to kind of be where the cool people are, that's and people of other races, like mostly black people and stuff, like that's where Louisville's fan base is. It's kind of akin to that. Kentucky, you get the entire state of Kentucky. Nothing wrong with the state of Kentucky. I've been all around this great state,
Right.
etc. But it's just different. And I think I found myself a Roma kind of guy.
A little more cosmopolitan than
That's right.
Lazio.
That's right.
Still some distance between Dortmund and Parma on the transfer fee for Gio, but not that much distance. I guess Parma's kind of inching their way up. They're up to like 7 or 8 million euros. Dortmund still wants 10. Well, I mean, I don't know, but maybe the more interesting or the more consequential thing is Jakob Ondrejka, the Swedish attacker who came to Parma in the winter and scored 5 goals in the spring. He went off the field with a serious injury in a Saturday friendly with Werder Bremen. It's like, I don't know exactly what the injury was, but it was the kind of injury where he put on Instagram, not how I wanted the season to start, but I'll come back strong, next year, something like that. So that's a guy who plays attacking midfield and left wing. I think he can play some right wing too. Maybe that motivates Parma to pay the extra 2 million euros to get Gio. Also, in personal news, so I really want this Parma deal to work out because, for a lot of reasons, but Gio got married over the weekend to his fiancée, Chloe Ortolano, according to some social media posts and Pro Soccer Wire. I mean, there are photos of them.
That's a New Jersey name for sure.
Yeah, right. There are photos of them with her in a wedding dress. So it seems to have happened. And surely she wouldn't mind going to Parma. I did a little real estate search. You can get a nice villa with a pool for about €1 million. 7 minutes actually from the stadium. So seems like a good life awaits. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. The fingers are crossed, Adam Belz. But once again, to this point that I was making last episode, I just, Adam, if you was trying to sell the house that you're in right now, right? And you wanted a certain price for it. And you were hoping to get that, like you were hoping to get a price. Maybe it's a little bit of an ambitious price. What would you want to see in the market in order for you to feel comfortable that you're going to get that price? That someone's going to meet it.
I mean, houses selling quickly. Houses roughly in the price range of my house selling quickly. I'd want to see a lot of buyers. Is that where you're going with this?
That's exactly right.
I want to see a lot of interest. Right. Well, then the question is, why not just sell them for €8 million? If there's nobody else interested, what's what's preventing Dortmund from just saying, all right, we're not gonna nobody's knocking down the door. Let's just offload this player that we're not gonna play anyway.
Only they know.
Yeah.
Only they know. So I mean, it is what it is, I guess. But
there's
yeah,
certainly not a lot of smoke around this player
exactly.
at this time. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it's coming down to. Like for Gio Reyna right now, it is it's a buyer's market. It's not a seller's market. It's a buyer's market. Parma sitting here, and yeah, I mean, if you're in Parma's position, I feel like you can sit until what, the first week of September or whatever, when the window closes. Like, oh,
Right.
I do see some people saying that maybe they're waiting out for MLS to come in and pay the fee. I don't know how truthful that is, but I guess it would make some sense. Like I don't know. All I know is we got one rumor and we got a stalemate between these two clubs where they seem to be looking at each other. And for I think before all this went down, I think Geo proponents would call this like a cut rate price. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he was worth 40 million according to Transfer Market back when he was teamed up with Jude Bellingham.
You know, he getting liquidated. Everything must go. You know what I'm saying? And
75% off.
ain't nobody came in with the and raised their little auction thing and said, hey, 10 million sold.
Yeah.
Sold to Union Berlin or something. Hey, you know, I just picked a club.
So maybe the takeaway from all this is that Parma's just going to wait him out and they're going to get him for 7 million euros. And
I think, yeah, I mean, I do think I think Gio got a little bit of leverage, just in the fact that, you know, he has to agree to where he goes. I think.
Yeah, and reportedly he has agreed on terms with Parma. So
right, so maybe that's part of the reason why the market is what it's been. He hasn't agreed to go anywhere else. So you know, it could be that too. But well, actually, you know what? I don't think he does have that much leverage, because at the end of the day, if somebody wanted to pay the price and he didn't want to go, they could just be like, well, you're just gonna sit here and play in the.
Once again, if he doesn't want to go, the question to him is like, do you want to play in the World Cup? And
yeah,
I hope he does. I hope he wants to. But also, congrats on getting married.
Congrats on getting married, for sure.
Yeah,
they've been locked in for a while.
Important things. Yeah, that should help him lock in, I would think, but I don't know.
Oh, before we're not leaving Italy, but Tim Weah, this transfer is still not over the line. His agent is on Juve.
Yeah, on Juve with some sort of cryptic, passive-aggressive comments. Kind of hard to understand what he's saying, but basically, it seems like he wants Juve to agree to the deal. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to.
Yeah. Apparently the agent said that whoever this man is, somebody in Juve's front office, agreed to the price that they sold. Oh, so he was going to go to Nottingham Forest, right? Tim didn't want to go to Nottingham Forest for 15 mil. Marseille came in and was like, we'll give you 15 mil. Tim was like, all right, bet. And now Juve saying they want 20 mil.
Ah, okay.
And so Tim Weah's agent's coming out. He said Tim's been nothing but professional. You ruined his Club World Cup, and y'all doing him dirty, essentially. He's like, we're not standing for this no more. I'm not a dude that's used to speaking out, but this is an injustice, and you hold my player hostage. That's essentially what he didn't say hostage. But.
No. And maybe he was also thinking, don't you know that Ligue 1 is broke? So why are you trying to charge them more?
Hey, come on, baby. You work with me a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Work with me.
Pulisic and Younes both starting for Milan in preseason. How's Younes? I mean, I guess CP got an assist in against Liverpool. How's Eunice looking? That's maybe the more important question.
Hey, first of all, it's great to see Maximilian. Is it
Maxi Allegri? Yeah, I think it's Maximilian.
Okay, you know what? The whole name, whatever. It's nice to see Max Allegri once again. Holds a special place in my heart. I haven't seen him since he stormed out
in that Fiat.
Hit the curb all hard.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him since then. It's great to see him again on the sidelines. And you know what? I think he's gonna work another miracle for me. Actually, I really don't think so. But as far as okay, so Yunus Musa started. There are 2 friendlies that they've played: Liverpool, Arsenal, both in Asia. The Arsenal one was in Singapore, Liverpool in Hong Kong. And Yunus started against Arsenal. I think he played okay to good. Played as an 8 alongside Samuel Ricci, who is a midfielder that they bought from Torino. And he's a 6. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He did some good things. He did some bad things. One thing I did notice that I'll call out, and I'm producing the clip notes this week. Everybody, clip notes are back.
Ooh.
Early in the 25th minute, Ricci was kind of they're building out from the back. Center back has the ball. Ricci's kind of covered, and so Yunus drops back to receive it. He takes a touch, and his touch pops up on him. Pops up. It comes back down. So he still has it under his control, but at that point, he's kind of closed down. He tries to slip a pass to somebody in front of him, but it's like the person who closed him down like gets a foot to it. And this is something that like I don't know why. It's sometimes when you watch players over and over again, it's just like certain plays that just pop, and it's just like, man, like, oh, so this one, he's having this touch pop up on him too many times. And it's been like a recurring thing. When it doesn't pop up on him, he's able to do good things with the ball. He's able to be the Yunus Musa that we know and love. But too often when receiving the ball, he's getting it and it's popping up and it's killing his. I mean, it's not killing his internal clock. The internal clock's still going up, but it's like at that point when the ball's not under your control in that second that you should be collecting the ball and making a pass, then you are now susceptible to like some of the giveaways and stuff that we've seen from Yunus that kind of killed his momentum that he was building under Conceição last season. And so those little technical things he got to clean up if he's going to actually play for Milan and Allegri this season. Now, the good news, he was in the midfield, okay? Maxi Allegri, let me tell you something. That's a man, he doesn't see color. Okay? I can confidently say that about yes, he played West a little bit fullback, but also put that man in the midfield too. He made sure he got that man on the pitch. You know, we all know the love affair that he had for Wes McKinney. But anyway, so Yunus Musa in the midfield has to clean up his touch a little bit, but showed some good things. Also showed a little bit more defensive bite. In the midfield against Arsenal, won the ball, started a little counter like early in the match. You'll see it on the clip notes, ladies and gentlemen. $5 to the Patreon, and you can get all the clips
every time.
Clip notes every time, every weekend that I upload them. Also, we haven't talked about Yunus Musa was gone this summer. Obviously, he opted out of the Gold Cup. It seems like he made his pilgrimage to Mecca. So, you know, a big life event alongside with Gio getting married. We got all our boys doing big things. So shout out to him for that. But yeah, okay. So Arsenal match, he plays that. He did not start in the Liverpool match. Liverpool match, they had a midfielder Ricci Fofana, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I think Eunice came on in like the 78th minute or something like that, I want to say. And so right now, I can't say that Allegri has performed the miracle yet. We have to wait for Ruben Loftus-Cheek to get hurt, which we know will
happen. Yeah,
will happen. Go ahead and put that mortgage on it, baby. It's gonna happen. So that's the Eunice report.
Okay. Yeah.
Christian Pulisic had a very nice assist. Did you see the assist?
I didn't see it actually. No.
Oh, okay. It's Liverpool. Liverpool attack breaks down. Christian gets the ball in in AC Milan's defensive half, receives it, turns, faces up a dude, plays it with his right foot to his left, and then just plays and then just releases Leao with a left-footed ball down the left channel. Leao collects it. Virgil van Dijk comes over. Leao collects it. He carries it into the box. Virgil van Dijk comes over to play some D on Leao, and Leao roofs it with his left foot. Boom, into the net. It was a nice ball from Pulley. Also, it wasn't just the assist. He had 4 shots in the half that he played in Hong Kong, and it was looking very dangerous. He looks ready to go.
Okay.
He looks ready to go for sure.
Well, maybe Poch will forgive him for skipping the Gold Cup. Poch was in Espanyol I think in Barcelona, right?
Yeah, Espanyol's in Barcelona. Yeah,
just watching his old club. I mean, maybe he had Damian Downs in mind. I would guess probably not, but Damian Downs was there with Southampton.
He scored a goal.
He scored a nice goal. Yeah, played down the right channel, beat the keeper far post with a very well struck shot.
For anyone that didn't see the pictures that like Espanyol, Espanyol was happy to see him, and South, right? Happy to see him. He's a club legend for Espanyol.
Club legend for Southampton in a lot of ways too. Yeah,
exactly. And so the pictures, like, I don't know. It's always funny to see someone when they're like really feeling themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like Poch, he knew he was the man in that match. It's a preseason friendly. Ain't nobody too worried about what's going on the pitch. And the pictures, Espanyol released one like, hey, Mauricio Pochettino, he's pointing at the camera, smile just as big as could be. He got on a shirt, some type of design. I forgot what designer it was with the shirt. Might have been Gucci. I don't know. I forgot. But he's smiling ear to ear, and you can just tell by the type of smile he got on. He's like, bro, I'm the man here right now. at this training pitch or whatever. Like I am him. He got in his t-shirt that he has on. He has 2 pairs of glasses hanging from the t-shirt. Adam Belz.
Yeah, I saw that too. What's going on there?
He has some reading glasses, sunglasses. Okay. Usually, you talk about mullets, whatever. Business in the front, party in the back. He had business in the front, party in the front as well. You know what I'm saying? If he wanted to put on the shades and stun on somebody, he could. If he wanted to read over, if Damian Downs came up to him and said, "Hey, Poch, can you help me read the language on this new contract Southampton just gave me?" Yeah, he could pull it.
He'd be ready to do it. Yeah,
he'd be ready to do it, man. And it's just
somebody said you want to take a boat out on the Mediterranean Sea. He'd be ready to do that too.
Come on, baby. He didn't know where the night would take him. That's what those 2 glasses told me about.
Yeah,
2 glasses told me about the situation,
right?
And the smile in the picture, everything. When you add it all together, it's like, yeah, my boy's having a good time. Good time. Whether he should be having a good time right now, that's a separate question. But I can't get mad at somebody enjoying themselves out here in this world. Life's too short.
Fair enough. Yeah. I just can't. I mean, it was a nice goal by Downs. I just can't get over. Do you remember that one time? I forget which game it was, but that one time when he got played by Malik towards the top of the box.
When he took forever, he didn't get the
Yeah,
shot
just
off.
like he just looked so.
That was Guatemala, I want to say.
Was it? Yeah, he just looked so
No. Actually, it was the match.
feckless.
It was Costa Rica. It was Costa Rica because that was the match when he scored the game-winning pin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I remember
So maybe I
that.
shouldn't be too hard on him, but just seeing him just try to navigate that situation at the top of the box and take like, I don't know, 2 beats too long to try to get the ball off his foot.
The reason why I remember it's Costa Rica is because JJ Devaney. For anyone listening to the Caught Offside podcast, y'all know what I'm talking about. Shout out to JJ Devaney. Shout out to Caught Offside podcast. I'm gonna do that real quick just because when I was coming up, it was scuffed and caught offside. That's what, and TSS too, and TSS Total Soccer Show too. But yeah, those are my 3. And so shout out JJ. We need to get him on the show. I feel
Yeah,
like
we do. I've always enjoyed those guys.
That would
like from the beginning.
Entertaining fella. But like posted something is like a meme after the match. I was like, Damian Downs looked at Keylor Navas and said, you know that meme, the future is now, old man. And then JJ, in traditional JJ kind of curmudgeon fashion, it was like, did he say that in the 90th minute when he had was dead to right? So I was like, come on, bro, come on. But yeah, that's why. That's how I know for sure it's Costa Rica.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Des played the full 90 in PSV's friendly. I didn't see any footage of it. I don't know if there even was footage of it.
I couldn't find none on Wisecout.
Okay. All right, let's get through the rest of this real quick. So Freeman versus Arfston are 2 probably starting fullbacks at the World Cup next summer.
If it started today.
Ended in a 3-1 win for Orlando. That's Freeman's team.
Yeah.
Vince, you watched this. What did you see?
I saw some yank on yank crime, ladies and gentlemen. I think this might be the first MLS rendition of yank on yank crime, which we get it, every week in MLS, but none highlighted by me because for all the reasons we alluded to earlier when talking about MLS.
Right.
Another point about MLS, by the way, is that I feel like they're putting a lot of eggs in their basket on raising the level of play, and that's going to get people to pay attention. And I just want to say the strength of your league is going to forever be strongly tied to your domestic player pool. And until we improve that significantly, MLS isn't going to get significantly better. Anyway, so Alex Freeman, Max Arfston. Max Arfston, left wing back. Alex Freeman, right back for Orlando. I think
so. Yeah.
He was getting up. He was getting up a little bit, but yeah, they were going at each other. I'll say this: I was watching Alex Freeman, but Max Arfston popped quite a bit because there was a lot of 1v1 take-ons against Alex Freeman, and the fact that there were a lot of 1v1 take-ons against Alex Freeman, made me happy to see for Max Arfston because how many times do we talk about Adam Belz about Max kind of turtling up when he had the ball in attacking positions? There wasn't a lot of turtling up in this match. He was maybe because he feels comfortable about against Alex, maybe because that matchup happened, umpteen times in training or whatever over these past 2 months. But yeah, he was he almost got an assist. He was kind of giving it to Alex a little bit, just because he does have some nice ball mastery, the ability to, he got to the end line once, put a little left foot across. That was almost the assist. Cut inside on his right foot, and had a hit that went just past the far post, similar to that that Mexico shot. You remember that one?
Yep.
Alex Freeman. I do want to say it's they give the ball to him similar to how we kind of did in. Yeah, no, that's not similar. They give the ball to him in a lot of different positions on the pitch, and he handles himself admirably in most other positions. Once again, this might have been because Max kind of pressing him and on him. Like, I mean, one time he receives it on the touchline, kind of like back to goal, holding Max Arston off, does it with ease. He'll get it in like the regular fullback spot from like his right center back just passing it to him, and he can drift inside and find somebody's feet, a little forward pass, and Orlando's off.
And Alex got an assist too, right?
Very nice assist. Very nice assist that he got from receiving it on the touchline and carrying it. I think he even picked off a pass.
He dribbled past like two guys.
Yeah,
I think.
Picked off a pass, dribbled past a couple dudes, and played it wasn't a very straightforward ball at all. He had to kind of play it across the grain to the attacker that's running in.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but it was a
left lane, like left channel, gets it to him, and he's able to tuck it home. But yeah, it was just good. Some good on good play here. You know, Max Arston got Alex a couple times. Alex got Max a couple times. It was good. It was a good give and take. And I you know what? I liked what I saw from both the dudes.
Okay. I said they're probably the starting fullbacks for the national team. I was joking about that. I don't think they will be at all. But
we will be in trouble, brother. If
we're in big trouble if they are. Here's some guys who probably won't figure for us next summer, but we're still tracking. Kevin Sullivan scored his first goal for the Manchester City U21s. It was a tidy little finish at the near post off a short corner. He's got his hair bleached again. He allowed it to go to the natural brown for a while. Now it's back to bleached again. Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? I think he still has a lot to prove in Philadelphia, has a lot to prove as a Major League Soccer player. So,
yep.
Cade Cowell scored for Chivas, and Richie Ledesma kind of scored. It was an own goal, but it was like a really powerful diving header, drew a desperate save, and then it ricocheted off the goalkeeper, sent it back into the field of play, and then it hit the defender who was marking Ledesma as he backwards somersaulted towards his own goal, and he just heel struck it right into his own net. Richie celebrated like he had done it all by himself, which I appreciate. And I think he played okay for Chivas. I think Cade played okay. He scored on a short corner that got nodded back across the goal mouth. I just think it's good to see both these fellas getting paid. You know, Chivas sort of famously overpays players and doing their thing between the hedges in Guadalajara.
Is this the Mexican nationalist club, Chivas?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
so they'll pay. I mean, presumably he's getting paid more there than he was at PSV in order to lure him there, and they pay extra for people with Mexican eligibility. You know.
Okay.
Which he still has. He's playing with Roberto Alvarado from the right wing in the Gold Cup final for Mexico.
Okay.
Not one of the more, dangerous players for them. But he always seems to play. And then speaking of doing their thing, man, Mako Miljevic scored a 65th minute winner from distance to give Huracan a win at home over Boca Juniors. It was a curling strike from the top of the box. The fans at the Tomás Adolfo Duco Stadium went wild, and he just jumped up on the barrier and stretched his arms out, bared his prominent two front teeth. And it just made me look up on a map. It's crazy what was happening, like how Buenos Aires is set up. I mean, it's like a 15-minute walk from the Huracan Stadium to the Boca Juniors Stadium, the La Bombonera. And then it's another, if you go in the other direction from the Huracan Stadium, it's like a 20-minute walk to 20-minute drive. I don't know, something not that far to the San Lorenzo Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like half the league is right there, in that one city, which is, talk about clusters of excellence.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
I had no clue that Huracan was in Buenos Aires. So.
Yeah, it's right there. Right there, south of downtown. So, you know, Mako, I don't know. He's not going to probably play for us in the World Cup, but you never know.
Yep. One last bit of news with regards to Matt Turner.
Yeah.
So it came out that Lyon is trying to cancel the deal with Matt Turner.
Yes.
Due to financial reasons or something. I don't know. It and there was like a article from the Keep that like the Keep first reported this, and then in the article, I don't know if it was directly sourced from Lyon or whatever, but the idea was that look, we done bought Matt Turner for like $8 million. This was kind of a Texter deal, John Texter, and he's not good enough to beat out Perry, and we can't pay $8 million for a backup now.
Because they thought they were going to sell the starter, right? And then they couldn't.
Well, they have now.
Okay.
That's what's changed from when this article came out. They have sold Perry to Leeds. And so now they do need a starting keeper. So I wonder if they stop trying to cancel the deal. Regardless, my feelings still stand on Matt Turner playing for Lyon.
He's not going to learn how to play with his feet in his late 20s. It's not happening.
I don't want to see it. It's going to cause all pain when we see him make a ridiculous multiple mistakes, by the way. Like it's you know. But anyway. But if we do see it, good luck to Matt.
Okay. When Aldo went, we got to just mention this real quick. When Aldo went off on Eric, when Aldo went off on Landon Donovan, said he wanted to put a sock in his mouth for saying that Pulisic was, what did he say? Pulisic should come back to MLS. I don't think Landon Donovan really thinks Pulisic should come back to MLS right now.
He thinks. I don't know what got him on this tangent. I guess was like he was talking about like Diego Luna and them, or something like that. And I guess he was like, I know that Landon and them want them to stay in MLS, and they wanted Christian to stay in, and then it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get a crossover between Eric Ronaldo's pod and Landon Donovan and Tim Howard's podcast. Let them fight it out. Something, man. Hey, you know what? It's another thing. Before we get it, I've been very disappointed in all these dudes.
Why?
I don't know. We've talked about this before, Belz, I want to say, but it just seems to me that this generation of U.S. player, that they've had to do this all on their own. They didn't have no OGs to really lean on. And it makes me sad. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. Like maybe, I don't know. I'd say probably the players probably had a decent relationship with Josie. They played with Josie in that 2019 Gold Cup. Josie seems like a type of dude that, would always always offer himself to be like a, somebody they could listen to, somebody that, someone like Weston McKennie or Tyler Adams could kind of relate to a little bit, So maybe they had Josie, but there hasn't been any great reporting or anything like that. But so maybe Josie, but like other than that, like these dudes, man, it just seemed like
figuring it out for themselves.
They had to figure out, and maybe it was because of the hubris of just the young male. Weston McKennie, Christian Pulisic, where they're like, "Hey, we don't need y'all's opinions,"
Yeah, and I mean,
etc. So whatever, how it happened, I don't know, but it just makes me sad, and I'm not saying that they exist to like tear down Weston McKennie and Christian Pulisic or whatever. Like they have their opinions, whatever they have their right to their opinions, but it's clear that there doesn't seem to be a lot of love lost between these two factions. And I wonder why that is.
It's because they
And
keep losing. That's why. You know? It's because they keep losing. They're not getting it done.
but
I
it's
don't know,
not
that's my opinion on it. I feel like Clint has some kind of relationship with Pulisic, right? But
right. But see, that's the thing. So look at how Clint handles his business as opposed to like a Landon Donovan or Tim Howard, where you can kind of tell, bro, that there's like a division. Well, first of all, there's a division between like Landon and Tim and Clint in the first place.
yeah,
It seems, and you can kind of tell by how Clint has addressed some of the things that Landon has said over these past years, and you can tell by how Clint kind of handles the criticism of the team versus like a Landon or Tim Howard. I don't know. It just all seems a little weird to me, and that's a little disappointing, man. Disappointing.
There does not
That's
seem
all.
to be like a really strong brotherhood of former and current players.
You compare it to, and yes, of course, the losing is part of it, but it's like, I didn't see them doing the polar opposite of what they're doing now when we were winning all the time, as in, Nations League and
Right.
blah blah blah. Either I'm not saying I necessarily need to do it, but it's like you compare how fractured everything is over here to like how the women's national team and alumni conduct themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different. Now, it's winning all the time is probably makes it a little bit easier,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man.
I think if we do a little good next summer, probably a lot of it'll be smooth over. But you know what it makes me think of is the take, the sort of like the culture of takes on podcasts and whatever, and it's not like we are completely innocent of it either, but it's just like this need to have something controversial to say is it's just a race to the bottom, man. It's like there's nothing really that good about it. And whatever. Everybody knows what I'm saying. I'm not breaking any new ground here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the take per se, but I'm just saying, like, you see articles where they say the article is about what Landon Donovan said on his podcast or something.
Yeah,
it's like the news cycle is so slow.
That's the thing. It's like, yo, did y'all really have to get into like a public back and forth bout with Christian Pulisic and his family about what y'all said? But you know what I'm saying? It's not the take that, hey, Christian Pulisic skipping out on his Gold Cup, I don't agree with it. It's like going the step further once Christian's dad responds or whatever, and then it's like, now you like, okay, 7 p.m.
Christian's dad's gonna respond to anything negative about Christian,
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, you could have easily, I mean, y'all professional athletes dealt with a lot of criticism in your lives. You know how to let that thing brush off your shoulders, but instead you turned it into content.
Right.
I don't know, man.
And here we are, turning it into content. Turning it into content too. Yeah, it's it'll be. I'm really looking forward to like the game starting and then the window in September.
Yeah. I don't know what the other avenues would have been. Like Tim Howard said, I guess like I guess he could try to talk to him, but like those dudes don't want to talk to him or whatever. But
Is that what
I
he
don't
said?
know, man.
Tim Howard said the players don't want to talk to him.
He didn't say it in like a, that they said like get out of here, Tim Howard type of way. They was just like, they're just not. There are no open channels of communication.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I forget who said this, but maybe it was Leander. But like, there is definitely a culture in Europe, where like players don't have to say anything to the media, and so the reporters just, that's why you get so much like kind of low calorie reporting in the European press.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in American sports, they're sort of expected to talk to the press. And I do wonder, if these guys who moved over to Europe when they're like 16, 17, 18 years old, before they were even close to famous. I mean, Wes was he was a promising U19 for Schalke, but like he didn't have reporters asking to talk to him. And then by the time they come of age, they're what they're used to is like not really having to talk to anybody, and I don't know, maybe I'm just making something up. One last thing we got to mention is there is a rumor that AC Milan is thinking about bringing in Tyler Adams.
Okay.
I kind of hope that doesn't happen. That seems like too many Americans on one club. And he also has a good situation in Bournemouth, so I don't know. But that rumor's out there.
I did know that we had Juve kind of pressing against. I want to say that was. Yeah, against Liverpool. Yeah, in the Liverpool match. Had him pressing high a little bit. So maybe Tyler would fit in there, but anything other than that, which I don't think they're going to be so super aggressive high pressing team. I don't want to see Tyler Adams go to that type of team. We don't need that. Bournemouth played in MetLife against Everton over the weekend, and Tyler wasn't in the squad, by the way.
Who? But he's just kind of getting his.
Yeah, I don't think he's hurt or anything.
Yeah. So, a little programming news from us: the youth soccer series. It's going to be 3 parts. We're going to publish the first episode that'll be with Tom Byer on Thursday for the public feed, and then I'm going to just drop. My plan is, if I can get it all done, drop all 3 episodes on Thursday, starting with like ball mastery at home and sort of like the bridge to sort of more organized play with a PE teacher and the guy who started the high school Champions League named Jim Hart. That's a nice bridge to the 3rd episode, which is just going to be practical tips for rec soccer coaches coaching little kids, with a coach named Mike Idland, who's based outside of Buffalo, New York. And it's great. And so I think it's all fits together real nice. And looking forward to dropping that. All 3 episodes will be available to patrons on Thursday. And then for the public feed, they'll come out each of the next 3 Thursdays. So look for that. Thank you, Vince. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll see you.